Hello my gorgeous Aries, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you my gorgeous Erini, and it's for September 2022. Do you know, when it comes to this month, what you need to remember, that you are most certainly going to have a situation which is gonna completely surprise you. You are indeed going to have a quite unexpected situation, and that situation is going to require from you to respond like really quickly, like really immediately, which is absolutely fine. But what you need to remember at the same time, to basically just kind of like try to step back just for a second, and try to kind of get the whole picture. With another words, you need to remember to review all your options carefully, because once that happens, there is something really interesting that it's actually going to be sticking out, something really interesting you're going to become aware of at that moment in time, and that in itself is going to play a really huge role in with you making your decision to be kind of like a completely different to what it normally would be. So this is something I need you to pay attention to. So when I say that you need to review your options carefully, I'm not saying, oh my god, it's going to be really scary and things like that. No baby, no. I'm just saying that you have to just step back for a second, review all your options really carefully, and you're going to see, you will notice, you're going to become aware of the fact how naturally you are going to be drawn towards like kind of different, like shall I say exit, towards like a different answer, towards a completely different situation, towards what you would normally be drawn towards. And this in itself, it's a really great sign that a very dark and negative stage of your life is slowly coming to an end. But it's not only that, it means that you have learned like some kind of very important lesson. Okay, you have learned something, like karmically you've been through something quite unusual over the last couple of years. You made a certain decision within the last couple of years, and you weren't entirely happy with that decision, the way things turned out to be. You were thinking about it like it was a mistake, but it's not a mistake, because now your level of awareness is rising, and you are having this wonderful ability to actually understand this, which is a very clear and healthy sign that you are growing, you are changing your mind, and you are about to make a really important step, towards an unknown direction in your life, which is going to happen within the last 7 days in September indeed. Because what you're going to become aware of within the last 7 days of September also is just completely going to be connected to everything what I said so far, but it's going to be like some kind of continuation of all this, which is going to require from you to be really brave, to be really strong, and to understand that sometimes in our life we do need to step towards an unknown area, towards an unknown kind of like not destination as such, but it's the path that we need to go through. But sometimes we also understand that we don't have maybe like a relevant experience, which can be really scary. But then again, our soul purpose and our spiritual purpose sometimes do require from us to do just that. And also, when it comes to the actual numerology, your number is number 19. Now this is a number that it's very strongly indicating that you're also like really on one hand, as I said, you're coming to an end with a part of your life where you had so much on your back, you were dealing with so much more, so much more that you were dealing like with the past few years, for example. A lot was happening within the last 24 months in your life indeed. But it's all about indicating that you are at around the mid-month going to have a situation when you're going to feel completely drained, but you must not let that put you off, because it's all about you reaching a very important destination in your life. But before that happens, we are having these particular challenges as well, and these challenges at the end of the day are only going to make us stronger. So when you feel that like at around the mid-September, when you feel this moment, you're going to be facing the certain situation and you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm getting so weak. I can't take this any longer. No, baby, no. Just remember to keep going, keep going, keep going, because number 19, it's showing and it's indicating very strongly in numerology that you are, it's going to be needed from you to do a final push. And this final push, it's indicating very negative stage, very dark stage of your life, slowly coming to an end. Wherever there is an ending, my gorgeous Aries, there is also a brand new beginning. So think about that. Think about your transformation that you're actually going through. Number 19 also means that, when also like, when I said like that you're going to have a sudden and unexpected change, to review your options carefully. Well, you also need to remember when that happens, when you have that sudden situation this month, when you have that sudden and unexpected situation, you also need to remember to put yourself as number one, to think the way out of this, and the best possible choice for you at that moment in time, it's going to be you. You need to think about what do you need to do at this moment in your life to make yourself feeling better. With other words, what part of your life do you need to nurture more? And this is going to be consisting, really a few different things at the same time. It's going to be like pretty much so to do with like a people and relationships in your life, which are going to be playing an important role as well. So it's, like quite a lot it's going to be happening. But at the same time, what you're also going to become aware of, like some kind of deception, not in your life, not within your life, but I'm like seeing here clearly that you're going to be looking at something on the outside and something connected to the world on the outside with people who you don't know, with people, it's including people who don't mean anything to you. And you're going to be kind of, something is just going to, some kind of realization, you're going to realize something again, something that you knew before, but now this is going to go on a much larger scale, because by you looking at the situation on the outside, and when I say this, it could also be that you read about something or you're listening to something like I don't know, like a news or something, but there is something that you're going to become aware of that you're really not going to like whatsoever, and it's to do with you becoming aware of the certain deception, trickery and dishonesty, and a really, really negative influence that is like kind of going on the people at the same time. You're going to become aware of some kind of person's actions in terms of the actual, being very kind of insincere, and the kind of like, it's a lot to do with like, someone maybe taking advantage of people, and the bottom line is you're going to become aware of exactly what to be cautious about. So you can either like look at something on the outside and it's going to come to you in terms of the actual realization, and this is going to be important, so important, because it's all about this deception that is going to open your eyes, and it's really going to help you so much when it comes to the resolution of your own problem. This is going to help you when it comes to your own conclusion, which is almost immediately going to start bringing healing into your life and satisfactory result, because you will know at that moment in time that you are doing the right thing. It's to do with the compromise that you're going to become aware of, and that compromise is also going to really, at the same time, after that moment in time, is going to put you in touch with a person who is like really kind of going to have a very interesting conversation with you, and there is something that it's going to that is something that it's actually going to inspire you so much. This is going to inspire you to be kind of responsible with like a part of your life that you should be responsible about, but it's also to do with your own creativity. This person is going to inspire you to be very creative. This person is going to inspire you to be yourself. This person is also like going to play such an important role when it comes to you really having such an honest conversation with this person, and there is something that it's really going to affect you here in such an amazing way. Something is going to inspire you. That person is going to open your eyes, and it's really going to pinpoint down the person, the situation in your life that at for a while you felt very, very passionate passionate, but then again, that particular situation slowly came to an end. In fact, this situation is to do with you needing to stop this effort. It's you needing to kind of realize what this is. It's going to need an adjustment to be made. I think that you're already aware of what this is that came to an end, but sometimes we just need a little bit of like, a little bit of like kind of inspiration, or sometimes we need somebody who really kind of inspires us to kind of pick up from that absolutely wonderful and infectious energy in the best possible way. So you will know this person is going to inspire you in such a way where you're going to realize that the specific part of your life came to an end. And it's not only that, now it's now that specific part of your life, it's also kind of dragging, and it's going to be dragging and making you feel unhappy with yourself until you realize that it's time for you to move on. And this is also a really good sign, actually. It maybe sometimes doesn't seem that way, but it's also a clear sign and indication that you just basically now, after this moment, you need to move on to a kind of a different things in your life, So it's all about you feeling very kind of mature and responsible, but then at the same time you will realize and understand what exactly do you need to be persistent about in your life. And my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to that persistence, what you need to be persistent at the same time, what you need to remember when it comes to the month of September, you see, it's just what you need to be persistent is going to be absolutely obvious here to you as well, but it's to do with the making a really big change. It's to do with the making a really big change when it comes to your home. You see this 10 of Cups, okay? So this is an amazing sign, especially about what do you need to be persistent, because it's to do with your home, it's to do with your happiness, it's to do with your immediate environment, and it's to do with all those things that make you feel really happy. So this is what you need to pay attention to, but it's to do with an important change that you are going to become aware of by the end of the month, where you need to make, and this change is going to be really big, and it's going to be one of the biggest changes of your life. But these are only the beginning stages of you realizing this. What do you need to do? Because you need to do this change. You need to start this process. You need to make this change in order to have an ultimate happiness. It is not only like to do with like a people in your life. This is going to help you with your own connections and reconnections, but it's also to do with like an ultimate happiness when it comes to like your immediate environments and things around you. You feeling really optimistic, you're feeling really content, and you're realizing exactly what do you need to do. So this is all about you. Also at the same time, you must understand and remember, very important, that this is not going to happen unless you realize exactly what do you need to accept that it came to an end. This is very important. Your own acceptance here, it is very important indeed, okay? And also on another hand, my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to this task, when it comes to this, what you need to be persistent about, it's also a lot to do. Oh my Lord, you see this? Just by itself, you see, it's a lot to do with things that you are capable about, and it's a lot to do with you coming out of yourself. It's a lot to do with you communicating. It's a lot to do with you opening up. It's a lot to do with you collaborating and understanding that now it's time for you to speak up. But it's also an important time, to let other people in your life, certain things that the more you talk about this, what I've just said to you, I can call it like a dream, but it's more like the ultimate destination where you want to reach, where you want to get in your life. The more you focus on it and the more you talk about it to people who are really important to you, at the same time, the more you're going to be finding out about yourself, and the more keen and eager you're going to be to actually do just that. Okay, so this stage, my gorgeous Aries, is indeed going to be really important. When it comes to the actual nutrition, I highly recommend you like to take 3 specific things, okay? When it comes to your nutrition, my gorgeous Aries, you see, it's like the same as the last month. I highly recommend you to take a natural vitamin D3 supplement. Natural vitamin D3 supplement is absolutely going to be needed, because you're going to protect your sensitive bones. You're going to feel like your bones are quite sensitive, but also at the same time, this is going to be remarkable when it comes to boosting your immune system as well. So vitamin D3 is something that I'm highly recommending you, and also when it comes to boosting your energy as well. So vitamin D3, I highly recommend you. And also my gorgeous Aries is the second supplement is zinc. Natural zinc is something that is going to work absolutely remarkable also in combination with vitamin D3 in order to boost your immune system, and especially when it comes to your sensitive and rather dry skin, especially sensitive, I would say. And the third thing that I highly recommend you will be organic chlorella. Now, organic chlorella is something that everybody should be actually taking, because we've got metals absolutely everywhere. We've got the metals like in the soil, we've got the metals in the air, metal is like literally everywhere. So why organic chlorella? But you know why? Because organic chlorella is absolutely a must for you to actually take in order to detoxify yourself from all the metals that is actually around us. So chlorella is probably one of the best things that you can actually take in order to detoxify yourself from the actual metals, but it's also extremely high and rich in protein, and it's also rich in omega-3s as well. I mean, this is a remarkable combination to actually protect yourself, okay? And also when it comes to the nutrition and vitamins, when you take these things, you must take the right things, because there are so many of them that are absolutely nonsense, and they're filled with chemicals and all sorts of horrible fillers out there, and they're claiming that they're good for you and things like that, but no baby, no, they're not. So that's why I decided to have my own brand, because I know that these vitamins that I have are completely natural without any added unnecessary ingredients, okay? And they are of an absolutely exceptional quality, suitable for both vegetarians and vegans. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Aries, or not. So now going to the very first date that is going to be quite important is the 2nd of September. On the 2nd of September, you are actually going to really, you know what, you are gonna come across like somebody who is really interesting, and somebody who is very generous. And it's not only the 2nd of September, it's the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd of September, sorry. The 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of September are going to be very strongly important days, because you're going to come across someone who is very generous. These are the feelings that you're going to have, like, oh my god, this person is so generous, and you will know exactly what I mean, because at the same time there is so much clarity that you are actually going to get out of it, because through that person you are, through that, what you're going to realize through that person who's very generous, you are going to understand so much about the different aspects of your life, but especially about someone who is like quite narrow-minded. And through that person you're going to realize somebody else's narrow-mindedness, and that in itself is going to open your eyes, and it's going to make you aware of some kind of misunderstanding. And after you become aware of that, you're also going to realize that tact is necessary to maintain pace. And this is going to mean to you so much, because it is going to confirm to you that you are most certainly, most importantly, on the right direction in your life, okay? So this in itself is going to be really good, because in between the 3rd of September, sorry, in between the 3rd of September and the 19th of September especially, you are going to find yourself thinking about a fresh start, which is going to happen completely spontaneously. But then again, if you didn't go through this situation, you wouldn't be able to kind of like really become aware of it. Especially you wouldn't become aware of the actual boundless potential at this moment in time. So you need to remember also to kind of be as open-minded as you can, and that is going to help you to not to miss the point, and that is going to help you to not to fail, to recognize a rather magical opportunity here. Don't get scared when I say, oh my god, you may not recognize it. No, it's going to be absolutely fine. Even if you don't recognize within these like kind of dates that I've just said to you, within the 3rd and the 19th of August, you're also going to have September, because we are in August while I'm doing this, so I'm not like, oh god, September. So even if you don't realize this in between the 3rd and the 19th of September, within the last 7 days of September, you are again going to have a very interesting situation, which is going to kind of put you in this path where you're going to be facing this same thing. So it doesn't really matter, but it's just a sign and indication that there are going to be some distractions in your life that you should be really avoid as much as you kind of can by staying committed to the tasks at hand. And also, what is going to play a really big role here, you embracing your inner child and revisiting an old plan. So this is something you need to remember, you embracing your inner child and revisiting an old plan. This is something that is also going to be playing an important role here indeed. By the time that the second important dates, it's going to be in between the 19th and the 20th of September. Within the 19th and 20th of September, you are going to become aware of new possibilities, and you are going to become aware of the exact part of your life that is going to start bringing more people into your life. It's to do with new relationships, but also at the same time it's to do with you really becoming aware of a very, very sacred knowledge. To you this is going to be important, to you this is going to be significant, to you this is going to be sacred. So that's new knowledge, sacred knowledge that you suddenly going to become aware of. No, it's not suddenly, it's happening when it's meant to happen. Okay, you have learned a really, really important lesson over the last 2 or 3 years. So that new knowledge in itself, it's going to help you out so much in order to develop a really clear plan when you're going to start finding yourself thinking when you're going to be ready to go. And this in itself, it's all about you choosing to move forward, but then again at the same time you need to understand that you must leave your comfort zone, because now at this moment in time your comfort zone is the only thing that is actually holding you back a little bit. What is also quite important for you, my gorgeous Aries, bracelet red jasper. It's absolutely brilliant, and it's a must to have and to wear throughout September and October 2022, because bracelet red jasper is absolutely remarkable when it comes to bringing the passion out in us, bringing the passion out when the passion takes over. And that same energy is really important as well when it comes to us being brave and being strong in order to act on our emotions, the right emotions, coming through our intuition, coming through our voice within. Sometimes we don't feel strong enough, to kind of do things that come to us naturally, because we take so many things into consideration. But then at the same time, because there are going to be some distractions, normal distractions in a daily life, that can kind of affect you, bracelet red jasper, it's absolutely a must when it comes to grounding yourself in a very, very nice and gentle way, but at the same time stay on top of it throughout your passion. This gorgeous bracelet red jasper comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this, my vitamins also, it's in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. So going back to the 19th and the 20th of September, so it's all about you developing and having a clear plan. But then on another hand, you're also going to become something really remarkable here, that you do not need to make some kind of a sacrifice, that at this moment in time, you're really going to realize that this would be completely unnecessary effort, and this would become a useless sacrifice. So that in itself would make you really unhappy and lonely also, if you would make that useless sacrifice. So instead of making that useless sacrifice that you are going to become aware of, what you need to really kind of realize exactly which change and alteration do you actually need. But when it comes to that particular change and alteration that you're going to become aware of, now what the only thing that you can do with this is to it's to do with the quick thinking, but at the same time it's to do with a bold idea. But at the same time, how you're going to do that? By attacking your problem directly. How are you going to attack your problem directly? Now we are talking again by revisiting an old plan. You see, again, by revisiting an old plan, you will be able to take the next step. So it's to do with the bold and ambitious choices, my gorgeous Aries, but at the same time it's a lot to do with you expanding your plan and understanding understanding the importance of continuing to move forward with your life. By the time we get to the last date will be the 27th of September. Now the 27th of September, you're going to realize, oh my God, this is the day, baby. This is the day when you're going to realize finally, like full on, that your luck is about to change. But when I say your luck is about to change, it's to do a lot with the time of your life that you felt like you didn't have a good luck. So your luck is about to change. You're going to feel really good. You're going to feel really optimistic. You're going to feel rather roomish in so many different ways. Suddenly you will want to kind of reconnect with people. Suddenly you will want to maybe go out. Suddenly you will want to see people who you didn't see in a long time. There is so much that is just going to bring this spark within you, and you're going to love it, of course. So it's to do with a cycle, very important cycle that it's about to start. So you will know that your luck always changes, of course, but in this moment in time, your luck is actually going to change for the better. This is absolutely brilliant. And through your own optimism, this is all your own vibration. It's just, my God, it's just going to be taking you all sorts of places, you know. But at the same time, it's going to really kind of point out to not to be self-limited. It will point you out exactly. You will know suddenly it's going to come to you what you must not be self-limiting yourself about, because you're self-restricting yourself. So you will know something very, very specific, something that is so important to you, that you've been restricting yourself, you know. It's actually going to become obvious here, because you will know that this was like kind of making you almost a little bit isolated, but also it was making you a little bit insecure as well. This in itself, it's naturally going to lead towards you in between the 27th and the end of that month to actually really let go of old and bad ideas. And this, when you let go of old and bad ideas, at that moment in time, almost like someone in your life or someone around you is not going to agree with you, almost like this is going to like cause like a little bit of an argument, but you know what I mean, just try to stay on top of it. Someone around you is not going to be able to understand you, but then again, just try to kind of do everything in order to try to avoid an argument, because it's going to be completely unnecessary. And it's not with someone who hates you, dislikes you, or anything like that. It's just someone in your life who's not going to be able to understand you, and that doesn't really matter. So as long as you kind of like really try to kind of stay on top of it and try to not to kind of like argue, because there is absolutely no point. You shouldn't take this like kind of personal whatsoever. But then at the same time, you know what you're going to become aware of in between the 27th of September and the end of that month, you know. It's like you really kind of like must also become aware of some kind of like a financial investment or some kind of investment, but this is actually not going to be good. So I just need to kind of warn you about that one, some kind of a very, very unwise investment, you know, in between the 27th and the end of that month. You know, after that moment in time, it's fine, but within these few days, you know, if something sounds off to you and something doesn't feel right to you, you know, just avoid at all costs, because it's to do with a little bit of warning not to make unwise investments. And there are lots of feelings and vibrations that we can connect to and feel that beforehand, if someone is really pushing with something and things like that, or if someone doesn't sound right, or if someone sounds off, you know, and things like that. But then again, you just need to know when it comes to this unwise investment, so you can kind of be aware of it. And also a really good thing when it comes to the actual in between the 27th of September and the end of that month, you know, it's like this is the time when you're just going to release yourself from so much, look, you see this judgment, from so much of a negative energy. This is the time of your own personal development. This is the time of your own kind of personal promotion, when your life, not just like a work and things like that, but your life, it's going on the next level. These few days are very, very important when it also comes to you understanding that suddenly, God, you're gonna have someone who is like really going to be getting on your nerves, but somebody in your life, in your past, a long time ago, who has done something to you, and you still hold a little bit of grudges, and this is going to be your opportunity to let it go. It is important because you're going to release yourself. Okay, it's not about that person, but it's about you allowing yourself, you know, to release yourself from this amount of negativity negative energy. So when somebody just come to your mind, oh my God, I can't stand him, I can't stand her, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. Just try to somehow release that person out of your life, but forgiving them. By forgiving them, you're also going to be able to cut the cord in between you two as well. So this is important because it's an integral part of your spiritual journey, and you're only going to slow yourself down if you don't recognize this on time. So it doesn't really matter, because this is all about you beginning to understand your life from a completely different level, because you are reaching towards enlightenment indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aries. So now I'm just going to see briefly what is going to happen in the first part of September, mid and the 3rd. But before I go there, I highly also recommend you something like this Indonesian crazy lace agate. Look how beautiful and how gorgeous it is. These are probably one of the most beautiful pendants I've ever had, because every single, you know, not only they feel really remarkable, you know, it picks your energy up instantly, it calms you down instantly, it has like an absolutely perfect balance, but it's also brilliant when it comes to understanding your intuition, understanding your voice within, understanding your dreams, understanding why you feel the way you feel sometimes around certain people, certain situations. It really opens your mind, you know, really nicely, and it does bring very calming energy into your lives as well. This gorgeous pendant also comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. So the first part of September, it's all about like you know, you're gonna realize something so important about yourself when it comes to your strength, when it comes to your power, and this is also kind of gonna help you to realize that you're more powerful than you possibly think that you are. You know, this is really good, but it's also it's going to help you to you're going to realize that you're stronger than you know, and this is going to play a huge role when it comes to all those things that are going to be on your mind, because this is all creating quite interesting starting point in your life. By the time you get to the mid part of this month, you know, it's all about you becoming aware of an excellent opportunity which is about to present itself. So this is also connected to a little new area of study as well. The last part of this month, you know, it's all about, baby, you trusting yourself. It's a new start. You must trust yourself, and you need to use this amazing energy of this month to push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. Just remember that there is going to be the situation where you're going to step towards, and that situation is to do with an unknown area of your life, and it's going to be like, oh my God. And just remember this. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationship. Oh, this is amazing. You see how people are actually going to play a really important role in your life throughout the month of September. Just remember, every single person throughout the month of September who is playing an important role in your life in terms of inspiration is meant to be in your life, because now at the same time I'm seeing that somebody very beautiful, very sympathetic, very understanding, and this is to do with the couples. This is for the couples now, my gorgeous Aries. So somebody very beautiful and very understanding and very intelligent and very practical, and somebody who has got a very kind of interesting abilities when it comes to people, and somebody who has got a really interesting abilities when it comes to that person expressing themselves is going to play a huge role when it comes to you getting a very, very important and interesting advice. First of all, it's going to seem like an interesting advice, but then, my lord, a few days after that, you're going to realize that this advice was very, very important, not only interesting, and this advice is going to help you out, both of you, so much with an ongoing problem that caused you lots of pain and sadness, and maybe like kind of like a little bit of desolation, you know, a little bit of sorrow, trouble, you know, disappointment. The part of your life that you both have been disappointed about, like, caused you so much of negativity. So this interesting interesting advice, this important advice is going to help you so much to make the best possible decision when it comes to the next step forward. And those of you who are single, my gorgeous Aries, you know, you are this month going to have a really kind of sudden progress, you know, and especially when it comes to the certain area of your life, you know, and this is going to happen at around the 18th, between the 18th and the 26th of September. You are going to have a sudden progress with the area of your life that was slowed down for quite a while, for the last 8 months at least. And that progress is going to require from you to make a decision, which you are going to. And that particular decision that you are going to make, it's also kind of at the same time going to give you an inspiration. On one hand, it's going to give you an inspiration, but then on another hand, you're going to realize through that you are actually ready only now to have someone in your life. You're only going to be ready after this moment in time, and it's not going to be long until someone comes into your life. But before that, my gorgeous Aries, what you're going to realize is that you are going to be facing just a little bit of challenge, and the challenge that you're going to be facing is you need to be honest with yourself, you know, here 1000%, because you're going to realize why you haven't been ready to let someone in your life. And I'm seeing that you're finding this quite challenging, so this is your challenge, to realize why you haven't been ready to let someone in your life, and you are going to realize that by the end of the month. So it is really not going to be that long until someone special comes through, come forward. But first of all, you really need to be honest with yourself here, and as soon as you become aware of that, naturally something is going to happen. You're going to feel very strong reconnection within yourself, which is only going to lead you towards some specific place, and that specific place is going to have the answer to your big question: when am I going to meet someone really special? You will see exactly what I mean. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.